Yeah, hi there. These comments are for 3984, and I am Michael. I am your English 102B instructor, and I'm going to comment right now on your paper. So I think the main thing, the biggest improvement I think you can make with this paper is the organization. So in the beginning, you say in the first paragraph, you talk about how some people propose that banning air flights might prevent the U.S. from getting affected. Then you say, on the other hand, it will prevent health officials from being to effectively track people with symptoms. And then you get into paragraphs 2 and 3. This is when you begin to define Ebola. We don't really need that. That's not the purpose of this essay. Most people, if they've been watching the news, they know exactly what Ebola is. That's not really the crux of the matter. What you're trying to do is to frame a debate and explain why some people support bans or banning flights from West Africa, while other people oppose those bans. That's what you're trying to do. So paragraph 2 and 3, if you wanted to, you could condense this information, put it in the beginning, in the introduction, before you get to your thesis as background information. But even when you get to the argument, it isn't very clear exactly what's happening. If you said something like this, if you said those who oppose the ban have several reasons why that flights should not be banned from West Africa, then you spend a few paragraphs explaining that. You'll say, first of all, these people who oppose the ban or who oppose banning flights claim, or another reason these people say is, but when you look at your paragraphs, you say Texas Health Presbyterian said Mr. Duncan succumbed to an insidious disease, Ebola. You use that as a topic sentence. To me, that's a detail. That's not good as a topic sentence. The purpose of the topic sentence is to introduce what different people believe about banning flights or not banning flights from West Africa. So the topic sentence in paragraph 5 really has nothing to do with that. So you can probably do a little bit better in how you organize your paragraphs, and particularly how you create your topic sentences. Just remember, as a general rule, it's usually not appropriate to begin your paragraph with a specific detail. You want to give your paragraph a label first. I'll give you another example. You say in paragraph 8, the moves by Australia and Canada and any other countries are mostly aimed at stopping West African expatriates living in those countries from visiting their homeland. But what is the purpose of this? Are these people who criticize the ban? Are these people who support the ban? What are you trying to do in this paragraph? And then make sure in that topic sentence you explain that purpose. Now, I'll give you another one that's a little bit better. Paragraph 9, I think, is a better paragraph. You say, on the other hand, the CDC's Frieden has firmly opposed banning flights from and to Africa. To me, that's better because it explains now you're going to talk about why this person opposes the ban. Right? So that is a suggestion. Paragraph 10, I had a suggestion. It says here, limiting and nearly closing all flights. You talk about how 70% have the support of not banning the flights. But after that, there's no source there. Even though you're paraphrasing this information, it's very clear that you're using specific statistical information from a source, so you want to embed the voice marker in there so we can see where this information came from. It also means you need to include that in-text citation. That's what I mean by voice marker. So be careful on how you report your information. So those are just some examples of how you can improve the organization of your writing, and that's really the main thing. So if you had a more coherent organization, one which framed the people who supported and opposed the banning of flights from West Africa, and you made it very clear in the topic sentences what you're trying to do, it would have been a lot easier to understand your ideas. Alright, so overall though, you don't have a terrible paper here. You did put a lot of thought into it. You have a lot of research. You did explain sources in there to help support the different points of view as well as your point of view. You had your works cited section and all that. So I gave you here, you missed 13 points in the rubrics, and that gives you 37 points out of 50, which translates into a score of 74%.